Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Season of Discovery, featuring a Human Paladin. If you're new here, feel free to enjoy the relaxing commentary of today's episode in the background. And, as always, I hope you guys are doing well, and I thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. Today, we will be navigating through the Western Plaguelands once again, but this time with a little bit more focus. As we carve through the undead in and around Anderhall, we'll be sure to pick up any other quests we can find lying around. We're sticking with protection talents while we remain in undead territory, and we've got our squire with us as well. Who, by the way, has already leveled up to his second stage, since we are already level 55 ourselves. We're going to start back in Dawson's Tears, as we were in the previous episode, as it looks like there's an additional quest that we can pick up called Mrs. Dawson's Diary. We'll see if that's the case. Hopefully this isn't a false objective marker. And we'll go from there. We've got plenty of other quests lying about. We've got a Janus Fellstone over here. We've got a couple of quests outside of Anderhall and over by Chillwind Point. So let's see how much we can accomplish in today's episode. I'm also going to turn on details briefly as well. Keep that on. I'd like to see if it tracks our squire's damage and how much damage he actually deals. I'm not convinced that he's super useful, but we'll see. This is too many enemies. And so far, he's not very useful at all. He's not attacking anything for us. Yeah, we pulled too much. We'll stick around, we'll see what we can do here. We might be able to get away with something here. We do have all of our cooldowns, including Lay on Hands, so that might actually be enough to get us through this little mess that we've gotten ourselves into. I don't see as many players as we did the first time around as we entered the zone. And it looks like our squire is already giving us a quest. Maybe that's why he's not attacking anything. We'll find out in just a moment. But oh boy, that was quite the fight. We'll get our buff food back up real quick and then we'll speak with our squire. Lesson in Grace. Through your teachings, I feel more connected to the light than ever. This is exactly what we got towards the end of the last episode when we picked him up. And he immediately went to stage 2. Okay. So he's literally level 3 now. I'm going to take a moment to stop and say that that's really odd. So I guess the idea is you're supposed to level up with your squire and he will gain stages up to stage 3. I thought he would follow your level. Like, I thought it was simply that at level 55 he would turn to stage 2, at level 60 he would turn stage 3. I thought it would take a little bit more time for him to gain some levels if that wasn't the case. We didn't do anything. He just kind of randomly became stage 2, and then as soon as we got done fighting these guys, he was stage 3. So, another quest to pick up, a time to kill. He wants us to find Arkonos and end him. That's the undead enemy that he's been talking about in the previous episode. So this, we'll see if this is marked on our map at all. I wonder if he is in... I feel like he must be in the Eastern Plaguelands somewhere, if I had to guess. So we're going to have to address that soon. We'll take a look at that, perhaps in the next episode. We've got plenty of other quests we can pick up and complete here. So let's go ahead and focus on that first. And then we'll look more into Arkonos and where his location is and where we can kill him. I'm assuming that's going to grant us yet another rune, which would be nice to play with. That is the other thing that we need to look at as well. So we have swapped out Divine Light on our cloak for Righteous Vengeance. And I was very confused about the wording of this rune and how it works. It's kind of like whenever we crit with our Divine Storm or Crusader Strike, maybe a couple of other abilities. There's supposed to be some sort of lasting damage effect on our target that just kind of sticks with them. I don't know what that looks like or what to look for, so we're going to have to see how that shows up, how much it actually helps us. As protection, I feel like it's not going to be too much because we're not using Divine Storm right now, so we may not see effects from that. And let's see what else this affects. Judgment, Crusader Strike, or Divine Storm. Deals critical strike. Your target will take 50% additional damage over until cancelled. I was under the impression that would be some sort of dot that would be applied to the target, but maybe it simply just increases the amount of damage that we deal for a certain amount of time. Take a look at this real quick. We may not have crit with Crusader Strike. Our Judgment doesn't deal any damage right now because we're not really using Seal of Martyrdom. We're using Seal of Wisdom primarily. And it does look like our Squire's damage does show up on here, and 12% is no joke. Although it's probably going to be a lot less if we're fighting like a ton of stuff at the same time. So we'll see how that continues to unfold. Now let's see if we can pick up this diary. Oh, it looks like another Protection Paladin deals with that. Looks like our Squire wants to attack stuff. The AI of the squire is definitely odd. Just seems to flat out not want to attack sometimes. Not sure what happened with the diary. We kind of completed a quest randomly, but it didn't feel like it actually did anything. We've summoned Farmer Dawson from the outhouse. I don't know if he drops a quest of some kind afterwards. We'll have to see. Just checked our logs for healing just because I was curious. I think our squire actually healed us there. Alright, got it. We've picked up Dawson's cabinet key. Now we're going to head inside the house. We'll head inside the house. We'll pick that up. We'll see where that takes us. And hopefully we can leave Dawson's Tears soon. Of course, I think he's stuck outside. Let's go grab him in a second. We are most certainly going to die here. Unfortunately, the Scarlet's got us. We're going to take this death, but we'll die inside the house. So that upon our return, we can easily just kind of head upstairs. Respawn to get what we need. And with that, I will see you guys in just a moment. Alright, we're back in Dawson's Tears, but the place seems to have been swarmed already with enemies. We're going to resurrect, we're going to be pulling a couple here. But I do think we'll be okay. Let's get our squire back as well, hopefully he doesn't pull too much. Yeah, there we go. Our squire actually healed us there. That was really cool. Really, really cool. Go inside the locked cabinet quickly. Ooh, it looks like a ring that we can pick up as well. That's really, really cool. We have had a lot of trouble finding good rings. And 13 stamina I feel like is good enough to replace Seal of Rin, which we've had probably since like level 20. It's served us well, but I think it's time to move on from it. That's going to wrap up everything that we need at Dawson's Tears. We've actually got all of our minion Scourge Stones now as well. Let's head over to the next farm over. We need to kill some skeletal flares, and there's another quest that we can pick up as well. We'll see how many undead we end up dragging with us. Definitely just going to run. We'll take on the two that are left behind. Finally heading to a new destination. It's going to be a very short run away though. Now entering Fellstone Field. Let's see, we've got sorcerers here. That's kind of annoying. We're going to have to avoid the sorcerers if we can help it. We have a lot of trouble dealing with magic damage, specifically. At least there's a decent amount of players here as well. Let's head inside the house. Let's see if this is where we can pick up the quest. While some of the other players deal with the enemies surrounding. And the apparition of Janice at Fellstone. Ramblings of the ghostly woman indicate that she needs a package delivered. She claimed that it was where her horse was. As to where the horse is or where the package was delivered, the ghost remains incomprehensible. Oh, let's see. Not sure if we have a direction for this one. Looks like it could just be in the barn next door. Gotta be careful of the Scarlet Crew. All right, now what are we looking for in here? This is it, Janice's parcel. Let's complete this. Check with the royal factors of Stormwind to learn the whereabouts of an Emma Fellstone. Very interesting. All right, so we're gonna have to hold on to a quest item, which is unfortunate. But we got a quest in Stormwind to deliver. Let's gather up as many flares as we can. I do believe I saw the dot from Righteous Vengeance. I do believe that I saw it. It basically doesn't really do anything though, as far as I can tell. It's definitely can only be used by a DPS spec. I don't think we'll be seeing any use of it as a tank. So it might be best to switch back to Divine Light at some point. We'll see. While we're here, we still need to take out 5 skeletal flares, so let's keep our eye out for those. We'll try to pick them out specifically. Let's take a second to recoup here before we head back in. And let's take a look at where we're going to head next. Probably just to the south. That's all the flares we need. It looks like we need slavering ghouls as well. I didn't realize. We could also find more slavering ghouls to the south though, so maybe we'll head there since there's more quests to pick up in that area. Let's speak with Chromie and pick up A Matter of Time. Interesting. Chromie. I wonder if this is something that's new. I don't recall Chromie being in Vanilla WoW, but I could be wrong. I'm not as familiar with the vanilla version of this zone. It's been a long time. We will see what she has to say though. Looks like we're gonna have to go into this building within the ruins of Anderhall. I have to assume she's upstairs. Let's drag whatever we fight over here. Whoa, what is that? Hold on. What? A BOE epic in the wild. Wow. And a good one too. Glowing Brightwood Staff. That's crazy. I mean, it's probably not as crazy as it would have been if we were like towards the beginning of phase 3. This would have been an absolutely insane pickup if we had picked this up at some point during phase 3. Still, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. We're definitely gonna want to sell that. Hopefully it does auction for, I mean, hoping it would auction for a little bit more than 135, but we'll take whatever we can get. Alright, so we're here with Chromie now. I'm very interested to see what she has to say. Use the temporal displacer near one of Anderhall's silos and uncover temporal parasites. Slay 15 temporal parasites and then return the temporal displacer to Chromie and Anderhall Inn. We're not going to get any gear out of this or anything, but let's just see where it goes. Got the temporal displacer. We'll put it on our bars just to be sure. And it looks like we're going to have to fight our way to the other side of Anderhall. There's another quest over there on the other side too, in the Wildlife Suffers 2. I'm sure we'll be killing some bears and whatnot for that. Let's head outside of Anderhall. It'll be easier to go outside of town first and then wrap around to where we need to be. The BOE epic staff, though, that's pretty crazy. That's got to be the first time I've ever picked up an epic item in the overworld specifically for any version of Classic. Very crazy. Alright, so I can see the silos here. Let's pick up a few enemies. Let's clear out the area just a little bit. We pulled the Acolyte, which is what I did not want to do. I'm not positive, but I think one of these enemies is siphoning our mana, which is not cool. Let's try to figure out who it is. Just reduces all of our attributes, which definitely reduces the amount of mana we have in our pool, but I don't see anything specifically that drains our mana. Alright, let's use this temporal displacer on the silos. And we'll take out the parasites that come out. It's kind of unfortunate that this item has a minute-long cooldown, and you've got to kill 15 temporal parasites. Hopefully there's a chance that more than one can spawn whenever we use this item. It does look like that we're not going to be able to use it on the same silo more than once in a row. There we go, we did get 3 that time. Looks like we're getting more to spawn, which is nice. We're about halfway done with the quest already, and it's not going to let us use our quest item here again, so we're going to have to go to the next silo. Right, beautiful. Alright, that is it. That is all we needed. Let's head back to Chromie. I suppose we can pick up the Wildlife Suffers 2 quest first. We'll pick that one up first and then we'll head back to Chromie. And then I've got some decisions to make, I think, in between episodes on whether or not we should return to the Plaguelands for one more episode, or if we should head over to Felwood. Felwood's definitely going to be the next zone, as we're getting to the point where we're going to start to out-level many of the quests there, if we don't get over there soon. This is a little bit too crazy, I think. The freezing ghouls are really rough. Yeah, the fact that they can damage us through that is kind of crazy. We'll use our potion, we'll see if we can... yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it just freezes back to back to back. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not a far run at least. But I wasn't expecting that quest to be picked up. It really feels like I'm not sure if this is just an alliance thing, or if this is also the case on Horde side, but I was not expecting to have to essentially carve through an army of enemies just to pick up each of these quests that are kind of out in the wild. Every single one seems to be at a farm, or a town, or a highly contested spot. The same thing with Sorrow Hill here too. We've got a quest here for Sorrow Hill, and I know Sorrow Hill is a place that is just packed with enemies. So a lot of fighting going on. I mean, it's good in one way. We're getting a lot of experience out of it, but at the same time, we have a 50% experience boost with Season of Discovery, so the grind isn't necessarily as required as it would be in a classic era scenario. And so I would like to, you know, take a look at the other zones and get a chance to see places like Felwood and Winter Spring and even the Eastern Plaguelands. Alright, so we're entering the Writhing Haunt once again. I can see some other players around. Let's see if we can get close enough to them. Yeah, okay, I feel a little bit more safe now. Let's get these buffs back up quickly. Pick up our quests and get out of here. In fact, now might be a good time. Let's pick that up, and since we're not holding a quest item for the diseased wildlife, I'm going to put that on hold for now. We'll come back to the Western Plaguelands at some point and we can deal with it then. For now, let's go see Chromie within the ruins of Anderhall. We'll turn that quest in. And then I guess we're going to have to deal with Sorrow Hill. We're back at Chromie now. Let's pick out our vendorable item. Locate 5 Anderhall watches found in lockboxes amongst the rubble of the city. Get an interesting item of some kind. Sounds like a quest that's going to involve a hell of a lot of killing. This is another one where we don't have a quest item to utilize within our bags, so let's leave it alone for now. I want to make sure that we cover some more important areas first. And so with that being said, we're going to head over to Sorrow Hill now. See if we can get the rest of our slavery and ghouls. Turn in the quest Dispelling Evil and see where we can go from there. We've arrived at Sorrow Hill. I would expect to see a lot more dead here. A lot more of the enemies dead, I should say. Simply because I know that this is a hotspot for grinding. At least as far as the open world is concerned. Looks like this paladin's trying to do something similar to us. And we've already lost our squire. Let's get back to him. I'm glad we saved this spot for the slavery and ghouls, because they're definitely far more condensed in this area than they were back at the other farm. Got another dead person here to speak to. Find Pamela Redpath. In the Eastern Plaguelands, so we'll have to save that for another time. And we are full in our quest log as well. Picked up a green shield. I wonder if it's better than what we have now. I don't think it is, but it's pretty comparable. It's like not far off. Also looks a lot better. We've got all the ghouls that we need at least, so let's take out this last skeletal flare and let's turn in Dispelling Evil. Hopefully we won't get too much resistance as we head over there.
What brings you here? Good luck, friend.
Got it. Those are for the Scourge Stones. Forgot this is where Uther's monument is. I believe that's Uther. Bring the inert Scourge Stone to Commander Ashland, Valor Fist at Chilwyn Point. Very, very good. That's exactly where I wanted to head next. Back to Chilwyn Point. We've got a ton of stuff to vendor. We got to clear out our bags. Clear out our quest log. Even if it is just going to be one more quest to turn in. And then I think that'll be a good stopping point for the Western Plaguelands. I did quickly look up what we have to deal with as far as our Squire's last quest. To slay that named NPC. I believe that is a level 60 elite located somewhere in the Eastern Plaguelands. Not sure the exact location, but a 60 elite is just not in the cards for us right now. We're going to wait on that.
Hey there. Have a good one. Be careful. See you later. For the Alliance.
Alright, we have a ton of follow-up quests that we can pick up at Chilwyn Point, but we are going to wait on that for now. In the next episode, we're going to experience something new. I think we're going to head over to Felwood, and we're going to switch back to DPS spec as well, since there won't be as much undead to deal with, although there will be some demons, I think, in the zone, which is nice. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.